Welcome back to the Black Star video. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about staking on Cardano, the big topic, hot topic, contingent staking. We're going to talk about that. So let's talk about it. Let's get it. So welcome back to the video. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you like my content, hit that like button. If you want to get notified, hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, support, and let's get this channel growing. So in this topic today, we're going to talk about staking on Cardano, the future of staking, what possibilities may happen, how the SEC is looking at stuff right now, and what is contingent staking. Let's see how this all wraps up together on my perspective and take it from there. So let's talk about it. Let's get it. All right, so we're going to get right into talking about staking on Cardano. It's a very easy process. And let's go through the process and take a look about how this actually works, right? So we're in your Roy wallet, and any wallet you go to is going to be more or less the same process. So we'll go to delegation list. Then here is where you'll get, your Roy is going to give you some of the top pools, the way it sorts them, right? And then over here, you can put in the pool you want to stake to. So I'm going to put obviously BSSP. So I'm already delegated to the BSSP pools. And let's say I'm not delegated to BSSP 1, but let's say I want to delegate to BSSP 1. You hit delegate, you go to delegate, put which one it is. I got a Nano Ledger X. It's going to ask you for the confirmation, hit cancel. And then it's just that easy as confirming the transaction, and then you're staked into the platform. But before you do that, you have to develop a stake key. It costs you 2 ADA as a deposit. You put the deposit in, and you have a stake key, and those funds go to that wallet first, that stake key wallet first, which is part of your wallet more or less. And then you release them into your main wallet, and that's how it actually works. So you really don't have complete custody of the coins until you release them from the stake key, which is, as I show you here, the withdrawal. So you have to withdraw the ADA, and then it goes into your main balance, and you have the rewards in your main wallet. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the way the new law is written out means that you have to have possession of the coins and so forth. And getting to the SEC's position about staking is going to come in a second. So as you can see with staking, the way we're showing you, there's no contingencies, right? There's nothing added. There's no other process. Once you do that, you stake to the pool, and it's period, done, end discussion. Take 2 to 3 epochs and or more for you to start getting rewards. So the rewards never go to the actual SPO's wallet and then to you. All right. It never goes from SPO then to you. It goes through the protocol. The protocol disperses the funds, or the crypto actually, from itself that is going to go to the pool and then to everybody else. So everybody associated with that pool gets its crypto assets from the actual network, not from the wallet of the SPO. So I want to make that explicitly clear, because of the way the law is written for this year, it needs to be understood. So I like to explain things in detail and make them as simple as possible, so that way you have a better understanding of what's going on versus what's being told to you, and then you really don't get what the real grasp of everybody's views are on why people are saying this and why people are saying that. So contingent staking in Cardano can open up some doorways into other areas I think that Charles doesn't even understand right now. He's not even taking into account, or maybe he is, but Charles is a very smart guy, so he's not looking at it from a basic level into an advanced level. And I would hope that he understands that he's dealing with politicians who really don't understand technology. However, let's take a look at what contingent means. Dependent for existence, occurrence, character, etc. on something not yet certain. Conditional, often followed by or upon, right? So a contingency is something that means that it's going to happen if another thing happens, right? So, and contingent staking means that, if certain blocks aren't made, or a certain amount of blocks need to be made before rewards are released, you can't delegate to the pool until the pool operator approves you. Those are contingencies. Very simple, but true. So these contingent staking protocol that Charles may want to introduce into the ecosystem, and I understand why a lot of people are talking about KYC. And the reason why is this: if you open up the door to saying that we can make the protocol that's supposed to be decentralized and permissionless, permissionable, you then tell politicians I can do whatever you need. And this opens the door to every blockchain across the ecosystem to be regulated in the same fashion as it would Cardano. And I think that that's not the argument that was presented to Charles. And Charles should understand that. I think he does. I'm not too sure where his position is. But if you open up this door, you open the door to KYC, you open the door to collecting tax data put on the blockchain. You open the door to so much more that it needs to be very careful on how you take contingent staking. Is definitely arguable, and I get what Charles is saying about contingent staking. As a layer 2 is not as effective. However, you do have the contract aspect of that. If the pool wants this type of ecosystem, a layer 2 is actually 10 times more beneficial to that pool. And you don't subject every SPO to the same standard. You open up this massive gateway to politicians to say this needs to be done across the board to every blockchain. So let's take a look at this article. So in this article, I think the website is Cryptonomist. So they go over what contingent staking is, and they give a brief summary of that. It can be a contingent on making blocks. It can be contingent on some other various factors that the SPO can delegate or assign. And then those, unless those contingencies are made, that's when the rewards will be paid out. Contingency can also be that the SPO approves every delegated that comes into the pool. A contingency can also be that the SPO says that he's going to keep X amount of ADA versus give you X amount of ADA. I mean, there's so many different formats of contingencies that can be laid out. And whether the layer 1 protocol is going to be designed that efficiently to bring in that many different variables of what contingencies that the SPOs actually want to delegate or regulate through their pool, it does matter. We're talking about laws can require an SPO now to KYC everybody who delegates to the pool. You can collect all type of data, social security numbers, address, everything. And you open up a gateway of litigation that can happen behind putting this on layer 1. And again, once a contingency is set that the SPO has to authorize or sign anything, it's no longer permissionless. And it's also centralized to a degree because the SPO now has the discretion to approve and or deny someone, which centralizes the authority of the chain, period. There's no other way around it. And this is basically what the community concerns are. And they're detailing them here in several different ways. And there was a big meeting on Twitter with Charles, and I get where Charles is coming from. The arguments presented to Charles weren't as elaborate. They were very redundant in character of what was being said, which kind of frustrated Charles, to my opinion, but it is what it is. So in light of everything that's been going on with contingent staking, and I just showed you how staking is and how simple it was, there's also been a big battle on Twitter in regard to like contingent staking. So which brought up the law that Biden had put in place. And the key fact of this law was Section 603 of the IAJA, amended definition of a broker in Section 6045C, subsection C, paragraph 1, Section D, to include any person who, for consideration, is responsible for regulatory providing any services effectuating transfers of digital assets on behalf of another person. So because the blockchain is actually the entity that's effectuating the transfer of digital assets, is not actually the SPO. We don't have control of who gets what, when they get it. This is not Cardano right now. We don't, as SPOs, do that. No SPO does that. It can be assumed that that's happening with contingent staking because parameters can be set within the pool to say that rewards are not distributed until X contingency happens, which could then effectively make the SPO a broker, according to the law. So this is just one way that Charles needs to understand that there can be a problem in the near future. So these current laws go into effect this year, 2023. And according to the Department of Treasury and IRS, they're not going to be enforcing this legislation right now because it's unenforceable, because as it stands, SPOs cannot collect the information that's being requested and or outlined in the law here in the United States. So there's a big ruckus behind this, and offering the option of contingent staking now says that we can collect this data through some means and or forms or methods that can be designed and pushed through the protocol. Maybe not now, but definitely in the future. And do we really want that? Do you really want to open that doorway to tell regulators we can do as you wish no matter what it is? Remember, these people are not technology inclined. They don't understand this technology. They're not really in tune to this technology, nor do they want this technology. And now you want to give them more avenues of regulations that they don't really need. Why? So I would humbly think that they should reconsider and think twice about layer 1 activity of contingent staking. I think it's going to be in SIP 1694. They should really consider that. Reconsider it anyway. So taking a look at tap tools and seeing some of the top coins on Cardano, I see AIG took number 1. World Mobile Token is now number 2. Liquid is now number 3. Right? Cornucopias is number 4. And the list goes on and on and on. The Indigo token dropped again in value down to 4.68. Charlie 3 is still roughing it at 0.3948 or so. And there's some other cool coins. I'm going to start doing a dive into different projects on Cardano. We're going to do that very soon. I think I got a video or 2 being released on Monday and on Tuesday. Stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoy it. So taking a quick look at the market before we end this video, Bitcoin's at $23,148, right? And Cardano is at 36 cents. Not too bad. The market is all red. This is bound to happen. Again, we're still, I believe that we're still in the bear market with bullish tendencies until 2024 or late 2023. Right now, there's going to be a lot more bearish, bullish activity, fighting back and forth, and then things may go up and things may go down. I'm just speculating off of the time period that I've been in this ecosystem, which is happening right now. It's actually normal. So don't get too hype about certain projects. Be very careful, mindful about what you get into, what you're not getting into, and what price you got into it at. And just think about trying to sell when it gets higher, because it will come back down. You can go back in again, and so on and so forth for at least the next year. So that's it for this video. If you like the content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification to get notified every time I make a video. Contingent staking on Cardano is here to stay. The SEC position on staking right now is not that of what goes on with Cardano. We don't custody anybody's coins. We don't control anybody's assets in any way, shape, or form. So staking right now is actually really good on Cardano, as the SPOs never take control of your wallets or custody your coins in any way, shape, or form. And because of that, Cardano's good with staking right now. If Cardano adds, IOG adds contingent staking, you open up a doorway for SEC regulation. Do we really want to be regulated by the SEC? I would think twice about venturing in this avenue and attempting what you want to attempt. Maybe implementing the protocol, but don't activate it, right? Put it within. Don't activate it right now. You also give another headache to SPOs and their pools, parameters, and everything else that goes along with it. Charles, think twice about contingency staking. It's contingent staking at that. I don't think it's worth its weight. However, thank you for watching the video. Black Star, we are the light in the darkness. Peace.